This is by far my favorite lesson of all time to teach my students. I've done it now 3 years in a row and I'm so excited to share it with you. It is so impactful. It makes everyone emotional. It's something that we reference all year long. If you are new here, this is also what inspired my students last year to want to start the school-wide blessing closet and our tooth fairy hygiene bags for our first graders. It inspires so much. It doesn't have to necessarily be a December lesson. It doesn't have to be based around Christmas. It can just be based on the love of giving and the love of remembering, checking our privilege and being grateful for the things that we have. I've always taught it in December. It is something we always reference all year long. Put a little disclaimer down in the caption as well. I know not every school is able to celebrate Christmas. Like I said, I know I've taught in rural West Virginia and rural Utah where Santa Claus comes to school and there's an elf on the shelf, and that's not the case for everyone. Not everyone celebrates Christmas, but this could definitely be adapted and revised so that it can be taught in every school. These are the 4 things I used this year, and I say that because you could definitely change out these items, change out the books, whatever you want to do. Last year I used socks and chapsticks, and this year I decided on hot chocolate and hand warmers, and this was definitely far more impactful than socks and chapsticks. Books I read every single year that I've never changed are Silver Packages by Cynthia Rylant and Gifts of the Heart from Patricia Polacco. We'll get into these in just a minute. Every single year I've taught this lesson, the room, when I close the book, the room is silent. It definitely makes some kids emotional, and one thing's for certain, it makes all the kids think, and it's empowering, and it's a beautiful thing to be a part of. What I got this year, I got hot chocolates and I got hand warmers, and what I do is I buy them and then I just leave them sitting on my table or my desk, and I just leave them there, and then I observe and I listen to what the kids are saying and what they're, how they're reacting to these items, right? Because they're children and that's just what they're gonna do. And so they say things like, oh, we're gonna have hot chocolate today, or I think Miss T got us hand warmers because it's gonna be cold at recess, or oh, I think we're having a hot chocolate party, and some of them will straight up ask you, what time are we having our hot chocolate, because they're children. And so I kind of write down some of the things they say so that I can bring it back up to them later. Just leave it on my desk, and then at read aloud time, the very first book that I read is called Silver Packages, and this is the book that gets me every time, and it gets my students every single time. Not all of them, but one thing's for sure, they're all intently listening, they're all thinking, and they're all silent when that last page closes. And so I don't want to give away the whole premise of the book, but there's a rich man who gets in a car crash in a poor rural area of West Virginia, and this poor family nurses him back to health, and they give him love in the form that isn't like a tangible item or money.